Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Breanne, and we are students of Twin Flame Ascension School and Life Purpose class with Jeff and Shalia. And today we would like to talk to you about twin flames and addictions and how those two tie in together. And we're going to share with you our experiences with addictions. And I know that this is a very common question in many of the twin flame communities. And so we're going to share with you and provide clarity here on this topic.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know that my twin flame Adam has experienced, well, we both have addictions in our own way, right? But the most common addictions that are asked about are things such as like smoking weed, drinking, or, drugs like ecstasy, molly, whatever it is, right? So yeah, would you like to get us started with your experience with those things and yeah, just how that unfolded on your journey?
Yeah, me taking drugs started very early. I think actually I was like 14 when I kind of dabbled a little bit into that stuff, and it was just like a escape from reality in a way, right? But before that, it was like I always had like a food kind of numbing out with food and all this stuff, so it wasn't like, oh, let's start drugs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel fine, and now just it's
Yeah.
yeah. So it was like a escape from reality and the
Mhm.
feelings, because
Mhm.
I was basically feeling shitty all the time, and just getting that sort of high, and it kind of helped in the moment, but afterwards it felt shitty. I was
Yeah.
still feeling bad, right? Like it wasn't like a sustainable thing, and
Mm.
it just kept going, right? I kept like I think like every year I started doing something new. Oh, let's try this one. This will make the high better, right?
Yeah.
Like,
What do you want to like divulge like what you did try? Would you want to share that?
sure.
Putting on the spot here. Yeah.
Yeah,
But this is good stuff,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Well, I started. I started actually smoking cigarettes when I was around 12 or
Mhm.
13, so pretty young. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was just trying out new things, right? And then I started drinking around 13.
Mhm.
And then when I was 14, I started, smoking weed and stuff like that. And it kind of just escalated, like going from weed to like amphetamines and
Yeah.
ecstasy, and all these things. Well, there are some things I haven't tried to this date, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But it got pretty, serious there for a while, right?
Mhm.
Because yeah, like I was going after this like short-term high, right? Need that high again, right? Need to kind of escape this,
Yeah.
it's so temporary, but you want it because it makes you feel good for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not sustainable, right? It's
Mm-mm.
like like you said, a temporary high. It
Mm-hmm.
gets you out of that place of discomfort, that place of despair.
Yeah,
Yeah, quick
exactly.
fix.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And I guess like, oh, while this was going on, I was still like numbing out with TV and food, like in between there, right?
Hmm.
There was always something to get me to, you know,
Hmm.
not be present with myself, right?
Yeah.
Um, and at this point, I wasn't aware of God being a part of my life, right? I wasn't
Hmm.
seeing that. The drugs part, like I quit cold turkey when I found out my son was coming. But then, it just went into like the other things I was doing, right? With
Just kind of
TV.
transitioned into something different.
Yeah, it was still
Yeah.
like the TV and
Yeah.
movies, and after a while I got a computer, right? Like, escaping in that way into the
Hmm.
computer. And yeah, and still with food, like, filling those like holes. Let's
Yeah.
try to fill these holes here within with something on the outside, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the same time, like when my son was getting a bit bigger, so he has autism, or
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
kind of whatever you would call it, right?
Yeah.
um so when he was, getting a bit older, he got like this place to stay at in the weekend, some weekends. And but I was kind of freaking out because I had to spend time by myself. I was kind of freaking out because I was trying to find friends to figure something out, like hang out
Mm-hmm.
with, because I
Didn't want to be alone.
didn't want to be alone, because
Yeah.
then you would have to feel your feelings and all
Be
this.
with yourself.
I do not want.
Mm-hmm.
So I was desperately always trying to like make plans,
Yeah.
and I was so panicky if nobody wanted to do anything. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, after a while, it's kind of I got used to it more, but it's still like that numbing out with like TV and all this stuff, right? And food still. And yeah, do you want to share your side before we come
Sure.
into when we're kind of hearing
Yeah,
this? Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So for me, I was too scared to try drugs.
It's scary.
I attempted to smoke weed a couple of times and it didn't really work out. If anything, like I drank, a little bit, but it wasn't to the point where it was real bad, but I would drink until, I was just kind of silly. And, I quickly let that fall away because it just didn't feel good. But the main addictions that I had was like TV, right? And also like Adam, I could not be alone. Like, we were actually, we were talking about this yesterday with one another and going deeper into it. And I would be anyone's roommate. Like whenever I moved out of my parents' house, I'd be roommates with anyone. And it was like a feeling of, having to mold, like to just to accommodate them, right? Because I just didn't want to be alone. And I was willing to do anything if it meant that I didn't have to be alone with myself. And I would do that. And yeah, like as it just progressed, it was like with food, right? I was very addicted to sweets or to sodas. Um, or yeah, like I had to have someone around me at all times. I had to be with a friend or family member, or if I was at work, obviously I was around like coworkers and things like that. And so when I worked at, a factory, which for 11 years, most factories have like, they're unionized and you have like layoffs, or however often as business fluctuates. So I would get laid off for like 2 to 6 months out of every year. And when those layoffs would come, I would freak out because I knew that I had to be alone. And so my addictions with television were really bad. I had, oh my gosh, lineups and lineups. I had a DVR. So I had like lineups of TV shows and I would just binge watch TV all day. And I did this in my entire life, but it really got bad whenever I was alone. And it was my way of escaping my reality because I could watch these shows, like reality shows, and I just like envision myself in their place, like living that life and doing those things and having fun or, just doing whatever it was, having a lot of wealth and a lot of money. And I always remember feeling sad after a series was over or after a show is over.
Oh, yeah.
I bet a lot of you can relate to this, right? Like feeling sadness, like, oh, I was really enjoying this. Because, like, almost like you're a character in that space, right?
Yeah.
And now it's over.
Yeah.
And now that it's over, you got to face yourself or you got to find something new to fill that space. Yeah. So, yeah, it's bad. So mine was TV, food, and just codependency, really bad codependency. And yeah, so this kind of ties into our journey, right?
Yep.
Yeah, when we found Jeff and Shalia's work, we awakened to the twin flame journey. We realized that, oh, the way to be with our twin flame is to be with yourself. Oh shit. The one thing that we've been avoiding our entire lives is the one place that we have to go. And so I know for me, like I really had to move through a lot of codependency, letting go. I was in a soulmate relationship for 10 years. We were not happy. It was more like a sister friendship type thing. So it was a very codependent relationship. And I really had to shed like all of that. And those addictions like slowly started to fall away as I started applying what Jeff and Shalia teach and really looking at myself. And yeah, you want to add to that too on your end, how that felt for you?
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard at first. I had a lot of trouble just going into my emotions, like going
Yeah.
into my heart, just feeling my feelings. I think it took like 4 months until I cried.
Oh,
Like
wow.
working with a coach, right? Like, yeah, it took that long. I was very resistant to like going into that and really
Yeah.
feeling. But
Yeah.
now I cry a lot.
He so cries a lot. Yes, very emotional. The divine masculine is very sensitive, which has been a very deep learning experience for me.
I
Yeah.
push down a lot of sadness,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to come up somehow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just basically what we're saying here is that if you're experiencing drug addiction or alcoholism or any other kinds of addictions in your twin flame union, know that as Adam, right? Adam was trying out drugs and things like that. I too, on my end, was numbing out in my own ways, and it didn't mean that I was doing drugs, but it had everything to do with us choosing to numb out, and because although we're one being, right? We're twin flames, we are two different bodies, the divine masculine, divine feminine. And so in our outer reality, we're going to have a different experience, right? We're going to, those experiences are guiding us back to the truth of our core, right? And back to our healing. And so, yeah, if your twin is doing drugs and things like that, then you know that they're choosing to numb out. So you ask yourself, where are you choosing to numb out? Where do you find that you use an addiction or use something outside of yourself to fill that space, to fill that void that you're experiencing from within? Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like they're so interconnected with like with doing drugs. You often do it with friends, right? Like you're together, you're
Yes.
doing something together. Like you're not alone in that space. Like you're getting that high with someone else. So that feeds into the
Oh, yeah.
codependency and that like not looking at yourself, right? So
Definitely. Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, so we just really wanted to share this with you to let you know that um, you have the power. If you're watching this video and you've experienced this in your union, you have the power to heal it. And the way that you do that is just by going within and finding where you've numbed out to yourself and really choosing to heal, choosing at the core to be present with yourself, because being with yourself is being with your twin flame. And you're going to find every single time you and your twin make the same core choice. And as you choose to heal and you choose to feel your feelings rather than numb out to them, your twin flame's going to do the exact same thing because they're you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it
really
is.
is.
It really is. Like you have the power. And it's very important to have a lot of compassion. Like I have a lot of compassion for my union as a whole, right? I have a lot of compassion for what I experienced and what for Adam experienced. I don't look at Adam and say, "Ooh, you're bad. You did drugs. You're a horrible person." Like, no, I don't feel that way at all. Like Adam, was just numbing out in the same way that I was numbing out. We were just doing it in different ways. And so you want to have a deep, deep compassion and know that your union is you're going through a healing process, and you want to be very gentle with yourself. And you and your twin flame, you're not bad, you're not doing anything bad, you're not wrong. It's just an experience that you're having to get clear, right? And to heal and move into your truth, move into your harmonious union.
Yeah, and it's safe to go to all those places to be with yourself. Like it's safe
Yeah.
to just like be with yourself.
Yeah.
You're not going to find anything bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if there's a dark hole, turn on the light really quick.
There you go.
And run in.
Yeah, and that light that Adam speaks of is love.
Yeah.
Turn on the love, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is love has always been in that space. You just believe that it was something else.
Yeah.
But you're a divine child in God, and there's nothing wrong or bad about you. And the same for your twin flame. Your twin flame is a divine child, and they've done nothing wrong. They've done nothing bad. They're just simply having an experience because they're desiring love. They're desiring God. They're desiring their harmonious union with you, and they're seeking to find the way to have that in their life.
Yeah, numbing out is just, you don't want to feel the bad feelings, right?
Yeah.
Like most of us, well, all of us have like traumas, right?
Mhm.
Like from childhood and
Yeah,
things, something, and
exactly.
trying to numb out to that in different ways. But it's safe to go there.
It's very safe.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hmm.
This is a very juicy video.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I felt very good sharing this with you
Hmm.
guys. And yeah, do you feel complete here?
I do.
Beautiful. Okay, so thank you guys very much for watching. We encourage you to like and subscribe to the Twin Flames Universe channel to see more juicy videos from other Twin Flame Universe students. And also, if you would like to work with us,
Check out the box below for
there
the
you go.
website. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.